Hey, what's going on guys, Starguy34 back with another video, and in today's video we are going to see what if Alexander the Great returned to the modern day. Now before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and all that stuff, you know the drill, and let's dive in. So we first go to Greece, where Alexander wakes up in the middle of Athens and doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, he becomes the leader of Greece, and now he has full control of the military. Is to reclaim his old lands in Macedonia. So he declares war on Macedonia. We first see his troops move into Macedonia from the south and quickly capture the entire country. Following that, he leads an invasion into Albania and Kosovo. This is mainly due to him not really knowing what a peace treaty is. As like, why would he, you know? He just saw he came, he conquered, you know. Albania and Kosovo quickly fall, and the representatives of Greece draw a peace treaty between these three nations. Pretty much stating being back, boom, fully annexed by Greece, or Alexander. Alexander is completely unaware of this. So he instead continues his invasion of the Balkans by entering into Montenegro. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? Yeah, Montenegro really does not stand a chance against Greece, even though it's not buffed. Oh yeah, unlike Empire videos like you see other creators do, these empires that the historical leaders will be forming will not have buffed up countries, just to see how far they can actually go without the limitations of their country. So now Alexander the Great eyes up Serbia, who makes a deal with Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina to basically unite to prevent a full-on invasion by Greece. And there you go. Yugoslavia is back, everyone. However, will Alexander care? No, but he sees them as too much of a big of a threat. So instead he declares war on Bulgaria, moves in troops from North Macedonia, and pretty much has a field day conquering the western parts of Bulgaria, with Bulgaria making a small counter-offensive in the south, taking over the Panhandle, as all the armies are over here and not in Greece themselves. However, this isn't really going to help them at all, as North is captured and the rest of the country soon surrenders to. Time to look at a peace treaty. Alexander the Great. Alright, and here we go. Pretty basic peace treaty. Alexander takes all of western and southern Bulgaria, leaving Bulgaria a weakened state. So now Alexander the Great has actually extorted Greece's potential. However, he is still going, and now he goes after a certain Yugoslavia. So with his full military might, he moves through the south of the Yugoslavia, quickly taking much of the coastline. However, at the same time, Yugoslavia enters into Bulgaria and quickly captures the entire north of the country, as all the armies over here. He's a brilliant tactician, but he conquered all of this down here by just moving his troops, I think. So he's actually left all this undefended. Lucky them. However, this does lead to the fall of the entire coastline and a small invasion into the mainland. However, after much of the north is captured, both Yugoslavia and the Greece operatives in Athens make out an agreement, basically land exchange. They're definitely getting the short end of the stick, but I think they would rather lose instead of all of this, you know. Now time to look at the second big peace treaty of the video. Alright, so both countries are now very long. Alexander annexes all the coast of Yugoslavia, and Yugoslavia annexes the Bulgarian half of Greece. So now where does he go? He could go to Slovenia, And that's exactly what he does, declaring war on the country, though he still doesn't understand the concept of war right now. Instead, he just enters into the country easily, capturing the coastline, border of Italy, and yeah, it's not pretty. And in the peace treaty, full annexation by Greece. And now Greece is pretty much having a field day taking over everything, isn't he? Aren't they? I mean, just look at this. It's a big empire compared to compared to what he had. He had some of this. I think he went up to the Caspian Sea. He had a bit of Egypt, yeah. He went past the Mediterranean, past Iran. I think into Pakistan. And I think it's like that. I think that was his original empire. So nowhere near the size of his new one, but his old one, but yeah, he's getting there. So now he eyes up both Austria and Hungary. However, something happens. And something happens. And that's Turkey declaring war on Greece. As yeah, they're not happy that they're expanding so much and feels under threat. However, Alexander surprisingly was right here when that happened. So yeah, that doesn't go too well for Turkey, as Istanbul falls within a couple of weeks. And yeah, Alexander really has no problem sweeping through the north of the country. However, Alexander forgot about one thing, the navy. And yeah, he's not that great at that kind of thing. Yeah, Crete falls, as does all these Greek islands. And Athens is quickly captured. Following this island is captured, and Turkey begins their invasion of the mainland. And with Greece quickly taking over the north of the country and even making their way towards Ankara, things start to go south for Greece as multiple landings are made along the coastline, leading to pretty much a swift fall of Greece itself. Yeah, it's just not pretty. It's really not pretty. And yeah, without Alexander here, it really is not good. Turkey doesn't bother invading all this area because, like, what's the point? What? Yeah, they don't really bother invading all this because they think Yugoslavia is going to join the war. So, yeah, now hearing that his homeland is taken, Alexander begins to be pushed back as he retreats to reclaim his old lands. And yeah, he loses everything until he reaches the border of his home, where he does liberate a small piece of territory, but that's pretty much all he's going to liberate. So now he sits at the table with Ankara in Turkey to discuss a peace treaty that will be fair to his country. Time to look at that peace treaty. And here we go. Peace treaty time. We see Turkey annex the panhandle of Greece and several of these Greek islands and staking maritime claims of the Aegean Sea. That's pretty much it. However, now that has happened, Turkey decides to form an alliance between itself, Bulgaria, and Yugoslavia in order to stop them from taking over more land. So Alexander really has nowhere else to go. Well, he has Cyprus. That was quick. Yeah, he has nowhere else to go except for the north. But something's happening. Oh no, it's happening again. Oh no, they're back. Well, this is certainly familiar. Oh no, it's happening again. Oh no. Where have we seen this before? No, I'm only joking. Bull seriousness, Germany goes ahead and forms the anti-Greece League to prevent them from expanding up here. Unites with Austria in order to secure that. Well, they do take the Sudetenland and also puppet these two countries in order to prevent. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So Greece now only really has nowhere to expand land-wise, so Alexander goes ahead and takes his navy and begins to move down here into the Mediterranean basin, going towards Egypt and Libya, however not making a proper landing, until he reaches a small country called Lebanon. And what does he do? He takes it with ease. Yeah, really not much competition. So next he declares war on Syria, who in turn easily is invaded by Alexander. However, following this, we also have Turkey's invasion into Syria in order to, once again, stop them from invading. So we have the swift fall of Syria, with the north going to Turkey, and the south going to Alexander, of all people. So in the peace treaty, Alexander gets his half. Alexander gets his half of his claims, and Turkey gets their claims. So where to next? Oh hey Jordan. Hey Palestine. Hey Israel. He declares war on all three of these nations. And yeah, first of all is Jordan, who swiftly loses their panhandle, I guess. I don't know whether this is a panhandle or not. But yeah, they're quick to fall. However, Israel, they do lose a bit of the north. However, following that, they really don't lose much except for Palestine and Jordan. They actually manage to hold Alexander over here, and even begins to push them back towards their border. And they're like, Alexander's like, yo, you can actually keep your land. We're not that fussed about you. But I'm keeping Palestine. And in that peace treaty, Israel leaves the war and allows them to keep Palestine and Jordan. And time to look at a pretty unequal peace treaty. So now Alexander has pretty much everything he wants, to be honest. He's got a big empire and really cannot expand anywhere else, apart from Iraq. However, yeah, plot twist, they join the alliance with Turkey, as does Iran, which is very rare. You won't see this in modern day, but in this universe they do, in order to stop Greece from expanding. So now, they can't really invade Egypt, they can't invade Libya. So there's really only one option. The only option being Saudi Arabia. Alexander takes his troops from over here, in the south of Jordan, and enters into Saudi Arabia. He moves along the coastline with ease and goes towards Mecca and Medina. However, at this point, the generals of his army are getting tired of fighting. You know, they've invaded the Balkans, they've invaded Turkey, they've invaded the Middle East, they've invaded Cyprus, don't forget about Cyprus, and now they're invading Arabia, and they are tired of fighting. So after an embarrassing pushback made by Saudi Arabia, the generals decide to say no and enough to Alexander, as they think that he is full of baloney and should just stop. You know, they've done enough. They've captured everything they can capture. So they refuse to continue fighting, and so they call off the war with Arabia. Good for you. and promised to compensate them. So now Alexander, losing the morale of his troops, goes into a tent, cries for 3 days, and soon after catches a fever and passes away at the ripe old age of 23, I think. Let me just check. Sorry, yeah, he died at the age of 20. He died at the age of 20. So, so after his death, his empire falls apart, with it splitting into 3 as generals fight for power. We have the empire of the Adriatic Sea, I think this sea is called, so the Adriatic Empire. We see the Macedonian Empire just be comprising of Greece, Crete, and Cyprus. And we have the kingdom of, just gonna call this Mesopotamia. And so we have the kingdom of Mesopotamia, the Empire of Macedonia, and the Adriatic Empire being this. So I think that'll be it for today's video. And yeah, all jokes aside, this was a fun video because it's a new concept that I think I've invented. So let me know if you want videos more like this. Alternative Future will be coming every Friday, I think. Yeah, every Friday. This will be coming every Tuesday. So yeah, that'll be my upload schedule, and maybe a gaming video every now and again. That's going to be it for today's video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.